earlier 1 hour. So sorry about the mishap in my
Accident in your calendar, is it?
yeah. So that's the thing. And then suddenly something else appear. Bila alamak, I got double book. But the good news is if you happen to wait for the 3 o'clock, by the time it's 3 o'clock, you can already see the recording, right? So it's about that. So anyway, Alhamdulillah, it's our third day of third installment of the five self-love MWC live, where we bring to you a snippets of coaching, of self-coaching, and how you use the model. Okay, the whole model we will reveal on Friday because by then you already see the whole structure. So right now we are sharing it on a piecemeal by getting you through the process as we move along to the best of our ability. So if this is the first time you're watching, hi, I'm Fatia and
I'm Annie.
we're both from MWC. So Annie is the founder of International Muslim Women Coaching Academy. It's a Malaysian homegrown coaching academy with while we say the sole focus is women, okay, but hear me, women impact the whole household, the whole country, the whole nation, the whole generation. So it starts with women. So therefore, while our focus is on women, we're actually impacting the whole nation and the whole generation, inshallah.
MashaAllah. Wow, that was so big, Fatia.
So big. We have to
Wow, I
think
love it, love it.
abundance. We have to
Uh,
learn how to think abundance, and that's why we are here today. We are
MashaAllah,
talking
Alhamdulillah.
about learning to learn about me, and yeah. So the past 2 days we've talked about intention. We've talked about seeing. Okay, once you have intention, you see how your intention can grow into something based on what you intended. And today, before we go into action, before we take action, we wanna learn first. So, what is about learning?
Right.
Hmm.
So, Bismillah. According to the model, yeah, now we're talking about how can we practice self-coaching on the model that MWC grounds its practice on, which is the Islam model.
Right.
And Islam stands for intention, strategy, learning, action, and munajat. So we have dedicated one pillar for each day of the week, right? Today we're on the third day and we're going to talk about learning.
Yes.
Now, what does learning here means in the context of the coaching? And let's just understand that a little bit. Bila kita dah niatkan, and then through the conversation, we are able to see the shape, the size, the color, the feeling, the intriguing, the apa tu gustatory, olfactory, all the senses are triggered, and you are able to see as accurately as possible. Then we want to go into a conversation di mana kita nak pasti di mana I sekarang ni.
Mm-mm.
Actually, how far is me versus apa where I want to be, kan? Jadi learning kat situ ialah um, actually I was thinking about this, as I was walking back from lunch, kan. There are four types of knowing, kan? If I remember this correctly, help me, Fatia, if I got it wrong. Pertamanya, there are things that we know,
Okay.
know
Yeah.
and know, right? There are things we know we don't know. There
Yeah.
are things,
No. Okay.
yeah, there are things we don't know we know, and there are things we don't know we don't know. Kan? Nampak lah. Ada benda yang kita tahu, ada benda yang kita tak tahu, ada benda yang kita tahu kita tak tahu, ada benda yang kita tak tahu kita tak tahu.
Okay.
Right? So this is why the pillar learning is important, because that is when we ask the question, what do I know about me right now? What
Yes.
has been my experience in the past?
Okay.
What about me? What about the potential that people keep saying I have, but I can't see it myself? Ini yang I don't know what I don't know lah, kan?
Blind spot.
Blind spot. So
Okay.
people say, if people go to you, kan, Fatia, mesti ada masa yang people go to you and say, Fatia, I see a whole lot of potential in you. Why are you still here? why are you doing what you're doing? Because
Right.
you have had people saying that to you, I'm sure.
Yes. Yes.
So
I'm shocked. Like, what do you mean? Right?
right, right. So these are the questions. This is that part, that time after knowing what we want and then seeing what the end could be. This is the time to take stock. And for me, this is the most interesting part in my coaching conversation because the client will find so much about themselves that they will go, "Wow, I didn't know I didn't know I can do that. I didn't know I had such deep emotion around that." So this is the space where it is so exciting for the coach and the client. And this is also the space where kita tanya, actually, what are my strengths? I tak
Mm.
pernah duduk for 10 minutes listing my strength. But I
Yes.
can tell you in 10 seconds 100 things that I'm not great at. But to come up with five things that I'm good at, give me an hour. You know, so we beat ourselves up so much. And so this is that space. The L, the learning, is where we discover our strength, and then we reflect on what we can do better at. What are the improvements here that needs to happen for me? What are the improvements that I need to see happen around me? And what needs to happen for me to feel things differently about things outside of me that I cannot control? That sort of thing. And then this is also the space where we talk about possibilities. What's
Mhm.
possible sebenarnya?
Yeah.
Looking at some data, looking at talking to people, what's possible? Because a lot of time kita pun tak nak shock sendiri.
Right.
You know, we have our big dreams. So this is what I want: a red, handsome barbecue. What do you
Set.
call that?
Red
Barbecue,
barbecue set. Yeah, the electric barbecue set.
the electric barbecue set, right?
Yes.
And you dream it, you know it, but apparently in this country they don't have it in red. They
Yeah.
only have it in green, blue, and yellow.
Yeah.
Right. So that's when you do the research.
Yeah.
This is that space. I would call it the reality versus the desired space. Dekat sini lah
Mm.
banyak
So this
research
is
kita buat.
we identify the gap. The gap could be we are learning about the gap, about could be the gap in me, could be the
Hmm.
gap in the program that we're running, could be the gap in the structure, could be the gap in the system. Because before we do something, we must have awareness of what's going on first, right? Before we take a big leap. Orang kata take a leap of faith, but before I take a leap of faith, we must know
Ya, betul,
what's there.
betul, betul. Tanya camel lah. So we tanya on camel first, right?
Ya, betul. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Mm. So
Okay, so before go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
I
You want
just
to
want
say something?
I just want to shout out to Azif. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Asif.
Is a woman, talking about apa nama coaching. Who knows after this we can work with Azif, with woman at Salcom. Never know. Cik. Okay, so
We'll
Azif was
never know.
taking
InsyaAllah,
care of
Alhamdulillah.
culture, taking care of culture in Salcom. So, and that's what
Very
we are
nice.
doing also. We want to help build the positive culture, especially when the women leaders are concerned. Inshallah. So
InsyaAllah.
yeah, so going back to learning, right? Okay, I remember I think last week when I did my LinkedIn live, and I talk about the time where I feels like quitting. Okay,
Mm.
so when I talk about quitting, I remember back then I want to quit my job. It was 6 months into the job, 3 months into the job, new place, new boss, new colleague, new environment, new town. Okay,
Mm.
from city to small town.
Mm.
From living on my own to living with my mother.
Mm.
Now, you
Mm.
see, okay, I had a very good relationship with my mother, but the moment I live with her, suddenly like, why is this pantai just now berombak gila, so a lot of things that I need to handle at the same time. So I remember the first 3 months and the first 6 months, I actually called my colleague. I want to quit this job. I want to quit this job. I want to go back to living next to IKEA. Help me, I cannot. I just cannot live like this. Help me, help me. I don't know where to buy. I say I don't know where to shop. Like in town, I can go to Biangsa Village. I can go to K Avenue ke mana-mana lah kan. When you go back to when you live in small town, like, oh my god, I don't know where to buy cabbage. I don't know where to get good pizza. It was it was a it was a tough 6 months. So I remember asking myself these two questions. not as, because I need to be aware what's going on actually. What is it? Apa benda sebenarnya yang tak happy sangat? Apa benda sebenarnya yang buat I menjerit setiap hari ni? Like help me, help me, help me. Kan? So two questions I ask myself. One is what does uh, what or where does this discomfort comes from, or what does this discomfort all about? Okay, so that question actually helped me understand actually where does this, apa benda yang discomfort ni. Okay, let me, okay, what is the source of this discomfort? That is my question.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
so that way I understand actually what is it that makes me stress sangat ni, apa benda. Is it the
Hmm.
pizza? Is it living with my mother? Is it the new boss? Is it the no environment? uh,
No IKEA.
no IKEA. Is it no IKEA? It's so huge, right? To me, never know, right? So I want to know what's the source of the discomfort. It took me a while to actually nail down what is this discomfort all about.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
eventually, one of the discomfort in one of the organization is I actually miss my friend,
Hmm.
and it's huge, right? Because it's not that I meet my friend every day, but I know that my friends are around when I need something, when I want to watch movie, when I want to go
Hmm.
eat, when I feel down. I had my friends around me. I always have my friends around me. So
Hmm.
when I move far away from them, I feel lost, and that loss eventually affect me at work because I suddenly feels like alone. I'm still adjusting to new friend. So that is the first question. That way I have awareness. What's the discomfort? When
Hmm.
I found out about this discomfort, the second question that I ask myself, in this process is, what is it inside me that I can use to manage the discomfort?
Hmm.
It's a question of strength, right? So how do I manage not having friends? Do I have a call with them every day? Does it help?
Hmm.
Or anything else? So back then I
Hmm.
remember actually I'm a very friendly person, right? It
Hmm.
should not be a problem to make new friends. But of course when we talk about friends, we need something that can hold together lah. Maksudnya common interest.
Common interest, common values. Yeah.
Yeah. So in this organization, I'm a manager. So when you're a manager, you're a woman. You come from big city. You got blue eyes.
Oh, right. That's a lot, right?
Yeah. So it's like mata
This girl
biru,
is a lot. Yeah.
pakai
I
baju
can
different from
imagine.
us.
Hmm.
Like who
Hmm.
is she? Cakap bertabur, cakap Pahang tak reti. Because I'm not from local. I'm not local. I cakap Negeri Sembilan boleh lah, but orang Negeri Sembilan kat situ pun cakap Pahang tak. Like okay, what's going on? So in the end, I managed to slowly, through observation, again, learning, right? I observe how people react. I observe the kind of relationship people have with each other, and
Hmm.
from that, I slowly easing into making friends. Of course, I make friends with a lot of people, but eventually, who gets into your heart are only certain group of people. And
Hmm.
thank God for me, the certain group of people also get into my stomach because they know where the best pizza is. Woo! Common interest, common interest. Okay. So
You can't get IKEA, you get pizza, you're just as happy, yeah?
and I'm just as happy, and the best part is there is a furniture shop near my house that is as good as IKEA. So
MashaAllah,
it's like,
Alhamdulillah.
yeah. So my learning from that experience is actually, we have got to know the right question to ask us to eventually break through,
Hmm.
right? If we keep on asking, why am I like this?
Hmm.
Why God sent me to this place?
Hmm.
Why is it so hard to adjust to this place?
Hmm.
why why am I missing my friend so much? Why
Hmm.
can't I be with my friend more often? Those questions are also questions, but it can be very detrimental. It can be very stressful to you. So, but when you have the right question that you can ask yourself, then all the issues that you have will unfold clearly, like one by one, little
Hmm.
by little. Actually, it's not that bad. I just need friends. Oh, actually, it's not that bad. I know how to make friends. Actually,
Hmm.
it's not that bad now that I have friends. I still maintain my relationship with my old friend, but I have new friends to keep me occupied.
Hmm.
To
Yeah.
and they can help me at work also because now I know who to ask for something that other people may not share with me.
Hmm.
I can do all this sensing. I can do all this. Macam mana nak buat how
Hmm.
to deal with this person do you know
Hmm.
where to get this information you know
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah. But
Lovely.
the best part is I'm still their friends. I'm still friends with them now. Like we're close. We're close. So I have friends in KL, I have friends in Pahang, I have friends in Jandabai, I have friends in Kuanta, I have friends everywhere. That group of friends that eventually
Yeah.
made me settled to everywhere I went. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So what I heard you said, Fatia, was that with a few questions, and that question made you realize that things are actually within my control,
Yeah.
and things are not so bad after all. Once I understand that it doesn't have to be so bad.
Yeah.
There are options, there are alternatives, and like any change, that anything that we need to see happen for ourselves has to begin with us,
Correct.
right? We don't wait to be served. If we want to see change happen,
True.
it will have to start with us. And
Yes.
unfortunately, that's where we get blocks a lot of time. We want to see change, but we're not willing to change ourselves. So you shared a great story about you going into an environment that's so different from what you're used to. The mind is already resisting the change, and then on top of that, you're missing things that you had left
Mhm.
behind. Pretty much the same story with everything else that's happening in our lives,
Right.
especially during the COVID world. Nothing today is the same as it was before. Even harga, I was talking to my husband the other day about our favorite, when we eat out, we will order soup echo.
That's nice.
Soup echo, and this is particular shop at the soup echo, and it's all so good, just perfect. And we remember we used to eat there and pay that same thing, pay 8 ringgit lah for a bowl. So recently we went back. Guess how much it was? And we
15.
were like, I'm not coming back. We're not coming back. Nothing has changed
Yeah.
except for the price.
15 ringgit.
Yeah, it was 16 ringgit. It
Double.
was exactly double. And I'm going like, when was the last time we came? It was just before COVID, right? 2 years ago. And things are not the same anymore, including the price of things, and apa harga everything goes up now.
Ikan kembung also mahal, sardine also mahal, Maggi mee also mahal. We used to like, okay lah, tak ada duit, we live on Maggi. Hello, nowadays Maggi can also be expensive. Okay, cannot live on Maggi anymore. I rather masak nasi.
Exactly. And when we are faced with situations like this, it is a good time to start asking questions
Yes,
about the way we do things for ourselves dulu, belum orang lain lagi.
betul.
Now, can I actually afford, moving forward for the next 24 months, sending three of my children to private school, for example?
Mm, mm,
Um,
mm.
this is a real conversation that I had with the client, because things are so uncertain. Then we have to talk about options lah.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? What else do we know that's available? Oh, ada homeschool, ada ni. Now, how do you feel about those? I feel bad. So there's a few things also that can happen when you start talking about what do you know about you.
Mm.
There are many things that may come up. So write them down. I know you love to journal, Fatia. So writing down is one of the things that can help us see things a bit better, because the mind can be too layered sometimes that it refuses to help us see clearly. So itulah, bertanya soalan untuk mendapat jawapan.
Okay.
Hmm.
I want to ask you this question, right? Okay.
Hmm.
A lot of people feels like I don't even know myself. I don't know
Hmm.
who I am. I want
Hmm.
to know more about myself, right? So let's say tonight I were to journal and I want to
Hmm.
get to know Nurul Fatihah better. Who is Fatihah?
Hmm. Hmm.
Who is she, right? So,
Hmm.
what would be your recommended questions that I can anchor on to get to know myself better?
Hmm.
Like let's say the reflection or self
Hmm.
coaching. But in this
Hmm.
self coaching, the intention is I want to be able to get to know myself better so
Hmm.
that I can face whatever challenge that I need to face in the next 3 months. For example, business challenge. Business challenge. Let's put it business challenge.
Hmm.
So what would be your recommended questions to start with,
Hmm.
just to get to know who am I, introspection. Yeah.
There are a few layers of finding self, can.
Yeah.
And um It's a good question, in fact, because I have just completed an ebook on 30 questions to ask in order to find yourself lah. It's actually
Good.
towards finding your purpose in life. And the easiest question in there is, without thinking too much,
Okay.
is when I hear people talk about me, what do they say?
Mm.
Ni tak payah fikir. This
Uh,
is just like, what do people say about me?
okay, okay. What do people
You
say
know,
about you? Yeah.
what have I heard people say about me?
Mm.
She's an awesome writer, or
Okay.
she speaks so well, she's
Okay.
articulate, whatever. So
Okay.
start writing down what you have heard people said about you.
Something good, right? We want to focus on something good.
Well, that's okay. I mean, if you have, well, they say I could do better in this area, be
Write
it.
it
But
down.
I
Okay.
would be very cautious to use the language I can be better at,
Okay.
because that is an acceptance that every one of us need to make, because we're not perfect. In fact, when you feel so good, actually there is still some room to be better.
Right.
Yeah. So that's okay. Always have this very open attitude when you want to find yourself, know yourself. So pertamanya, what have people been saying about me?
Okay.
And then low hanging keduanya ialah what do I like about me sebenarnya. So for example, I like that I know what I like to eat, my favorite food. Simple as that. I like that I am able to make decisions. I like that I, you know, have the freedom to choose to eat whatever, even the simplest. We don't have to go into the deep, big forest to find ourselves. Mm,
Sorry, what was the second question again, Annie?
whatever other people's what did I say just now? What do I like? What do I like about me?
What do I like about me? Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
This is important also, right? Because self-love. We talk about self-love
It's
first.
absolutely about self-love. And then we ascend to the place where actually I'm not bad. What do I
Yeah.
really love about me? What am I amazed about me? And this feeling can come when you have done a big feat, okay? Or
Hmm.
you've risen above some level of struggle, and you look back and say, you know what? I never imagined I could have done that.
Yeah, yeah. It makes you feels good. So kita ni suka undermine ourselves. So this is the time you masuk bakul, angkatlah sendiri. You know,
Yeah,
but with
absolutely.
evidence, like why am I must about me? Well, the other day when the boss called me, I can actually breathe calmly. That's huge, right? Otherwise, maybe we talk back. But that day we chose to
Absolutely.
silent and just breathe and taking it in without retaliating. To some people,
Betul.
that is a huge achievement. So why not? Right? That's
Absolutely.
amazing. Okay.
Absolutely. I have one question that I have in my book. And the question is, well, why don't I ask you, Fatia? Tomorrow you win 1 million US dollars. Banyak sangat kot. Doesn't matter what the amount can. Okay, 1 million US dollars. Okay,
Hmm.
it's 1 year later.
Hmm.
It is 1 year later. How would you have spent that $1 million?
Wow. And 1 year later, how would I spend it? Okay, let me just show that.
Mm.
Tomorrow you win 1 million USD. 1 year later, how would I've spent it? Oh, okay, never mind. I'm just gonna show it. So tomorrow you win 1 million USD. 1 year later, how would you spend it? Not
Ah.
I would have spent it on, of course, settle all the banks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Settle. Kalau boleh
Mm-hmm.
dapat bayar rumah sekaligus bayar
Mm-hmm.
kan. So tak ada hutang kat bank dah. Huh,
Mm-hmm.
lega. Number
Mm-hmm.
two, I will renovate the house the way I want it.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted a nicer kitchen, the red barbecue set,
Okay.
walking wardrobe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I want to make, yeah, for my cats, of course, they have a place to jump lah. That's part of the house lah kan.
Mm,
What else?
okay.
I will bring my mother on a trip. and
Mm-hmm.
we'll fly first class, and it will be US. Sorry, it will be we will taking Emirates. It has to be Emirates. It has to be first class, and it has to be my mother.
Yes, okay.
Those are the three things top of my mind that I'm gonna do.
Banyak lagi ni. You ada $1 million ni. That,
Books.
that's that's 4.5 million ringgit.
Yeah,
You can
wow.
buy books.
I don't know.
You can buy the whole bookstore. Okay, lagi.
The whole bookstore. I can,
Mm,
of course, a portion of it will go to zakat. We'll
mm,
have to impact people
first,
zakat. A
first.
portion of it, I'll invest it to my company. You know,
Okay.
I want to do a lot more things with a lot more people, and I want to work with different group of people. Business plan. What else? Huh? Probably no. I have a dream car, but that dream car I'm not going to buy myself. That is or certain, so it's not part of this budget. Nope, nope,
Oh,
nope.
that
Okay.
will come in form of a gift, huh?
Yes, that will
Okay.
come out of you.
All right. So, what does that? What does all this tells you about you?
It tells me that I have a responsibility.
You're a responsible person.
Have responsibility to pay.
Oh, responsibility. Okay. All right.
I have a responsibility to grow my wealth. That's where I invest. So tak
Mm,
lah guna kan sampai lagi
mm,
setahun terus macam you go. The last thing I want is after a year I go back to where I am today.
mm,
Okay, so it has to be elevated in a good way, in a
mm,
good manner, and in a way that it's not only impact me but impact other people as well. So
mm,
that's where responsibility comes lah. Not
mm,
just
mm,
responsibility to settle
mm,
the own
mm,
responsibility to make my
mm,
money, responsibility to grow my business, responsibility to grow myself,
mm, mm.
responsibility as a caretaker. Tetap
Masya Allah.
untuk cat. Where is cat? You're so lucky.
Okay. So, so just now your question was how do I find myself, right? Who am I? Okay.
Right.
So ask questions that can be as random as if I win $1 million tomorrow. It's
Yeah.
1 year down the road. Where's the money going? Because that will tell you a lot about you. So now
Mm,
in this short conversation, you know that I'm a very responsible person sebenarnya. So you can write that down already. Who am I? I'm a huge responsible person. And I can tell you this because if you give me $1 million today, it will not go to waste because I'll
yeah.
enjoy everything myself. And some says I can't and build my company or whatever, go on trip first class Emirates. But okay, so mom on trip first class Emirates, that shows that you are such a loving person. You have gratitude for your mother, love for your mother. So you're a loving person, grateful person.
Wow.
You want to renovate, you have barbecue, so you've got high taste. You like to live in a space that is uniquely designed by you. Doesn't that question tells you a lot about you?
Yeah, I didn't realize some of the words that you see are definitely not the words that I would use to describe myself.
Yeah, but that's just what you said, but in a different way,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
So this is the self-discovery. That's the beauty about self-discovery. Like
Mm,
you said, like a random question like this, when you answer it and then you reflect. It must be a reflection.
mm,
Like you then realize, hey,
mm,
this is actually, this noun can describe me very well, which
mm,
maybe before this conversation I did not even think of.
mm.
I didn't even see myself in that manner. But just by that answering that, then a few things surface about you. You
Yeah,
know?
absolutely. And now, well, through that book, you only is that book free? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is. Yeah, that book is free, right? Yeah, we can put it on the link.
Yes.
Um, there are 30 questions in there. Spend a day with one question and start journaling. By the end of the month, you'll have like, wow, I
Yeah,
have all of this. But of course, there's a certain pattern, like ada repetitive, and then you
yeah,
can just pick top 10, and then just to be very sure, pick top three. So this is your core values. This is the thing that will not shift no matter what for you. This is the reason for my being. This is the reason why I am believing who I am, being who I am here right now because of all of this. So it's wonderful to be doing self discoveries,
yes.
um, understanding the gaps, understanding. potentials. But to survive in this very volatile world, we also need to have some understanding of what's going on outside. Okay, a little bit of understanding about um, other people, emotional intelligence, all those sort of things lah. So the discovery also goes beyond self.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So thank you for sharing, Annie. So in this
You're welcome.
30 minutes, we actually talk about learning to learn about ourselves. And when we want, and in doing so, how to learn about ourselves, the one way to do it is by doing a self-reflection. And
Mm.
when you do self-reflection, you need to have, you start with a good questions, and if you don't know a good questions, that the good news is Annie has just shared about the 30 questions ebook, which I will share with you in the link after the live session. Okay. And another way to learn is, of course, to attend a class. Okay, the good news is this weekend we'll be running a program that we fondly call self love, but the nama panjang dia ialah Certified Woman Empowerment Practitioner, and nama timangan dia, nama manja dia ialah self. Okay? Because in this program, we want to empower women with the love for themselves. Because when you love themselves, you can love others as well. You heard this saying before? If you want the before you if you want to love people better, you gotta love yourself first. Because
Mm.
if you don't do that, that's when you neglect yourself. When you neglect yourself, it's easy for other people to neglect you as well. So this program will want to empower you to be able to do the introspection, to be able to have a better reflection of yourself, to be able to have a positive conversation, a positive and meaningful conversation with yourself. Okay, and with a structure. Okay, kita bukan cerita, kita bukan ajar nak cara nak sembang je. Kita ajar you sembang with a structure. Or you do reflection with a good intention, with a good reflection dan sebagainya, insyaAllah. Okay, so if you're interested, when you're interested to join this program, you can text me on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on my phone, or we'll put a link to the registration link in the call later. Okay, so it's this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And insyaAllah, it will be done in Bahasa Malaysia. Walaupun hari ni I cakap campur, tapi dalam kelas nanti insyaAllah, we'll do in Bahasa Malaysia, insyaAllah. Okay, so,
Inshallah.
so yeah. Okay, so that's all for today. I guess thank you so much, Ania, for your apa nama questions, because I think questions is important, because I still remember when I had a conversation with my counselor and she told me this: you ask yourself a lot of questions. Good, you have a lot of questions because you're curious, but you must also give yourself the answer, which means don't let the question hanging. You must be able to answer. So in your reflection, do not attack yourself with question, but take one at a time. One question, like what Annie shared just now. What is it that people talk about me? Don't immediately take a pen and write, pop, 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 or type, whatever. But
Mm.
it must come with an answer. Then you move on to another question. What do I like about me? What am I amazed about me? Again, don't just answer verbally, write it down, because it will help your mind structure it better. And
Mm.
whatever questions that come forward, do the same. Okay, so we have 30 questions for you, free of charge, and not part of anything. So we'll share it with you how to access it lepas ni. So esok we'll talk about action. Kita dah cakap pasal niat, intention. We talk about seeing with clarity. We already see what we want. Learning, we already know our strength, what's inside us that we can use. We know what about ourselves more now. Then we are ready to take action. So tomorrow, 3 o'clock, the one with taking action.
Yeah,
Inshallah.
inshallah. Inshallah. Thank you so much, Fatia, for today. Thank you, everyone. Assalamualaikum
Alhamdulillah.
warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.